I think, it's something that I also definitely want to discuss, is I feel like we went through a lot of years, did a lot of pivots. Obviously, we went through a difficult time with Corona, but a lot of companies came back stronger, I would say, and they are now bigger than before. And I think seeing that companies are raising a lot of money right now with high valuation, I think now it's time to not focus on, burning the cash with operation, but actually focusing on long-term decisions, things that can be durable, whether it's investing in like hardware that can be, for the long term, for example, or whether it's focusing on improving the operation. That's what I feel, because we spend a lot of money that we just burned because we did not manage the operations that good at the beginning. And to be fair, the industry was moving quite fast.
Yeah.
So it was hard to catch up and to actually manage the operations at the very beginning, because everybody was learning along the way. That's what I feel. But I feel like now we reached a level where we have some experience. I'm talking about the industry, where we should focus more on durable things rather than burning cash. But I want to know your opinion, because I'm just like the listeners, or most of the listeners, is just an outside perspective, right? So I don't know how it actually is to manage a big company like Dot.
Yeah. So I think on one side, it's very clear that like mobility, there's a revolution in mobility right now, right? All cities are moving to micromobility. They are by building cycling lanes, and people want to also more and more use micromobility vehicles in cities. So it's a huge transformation, right, which is going on. And cities, they also want actually to have shared micromobility operators to offer this shared micromobility service to people, right, to replace cars and so on. So basically there is a huge, from a pure business perspective, there is a huge market opening, right? And so there's definitely, for the key operators in that market, there's definitely a speed aspect, right?
They need to answer the market, right?
If you want to be in this market, if you want to be able to answer to the needs of cities, you need to be able to expand quickly, to buy or invest in the capex, or to buy all the e-scooters, e-bikes, or whatever you need to fulfill these needs. And this requires a lot of money, right?
Of course, yeah.
And you don't have the time for that to access to that, or to basically be profitable to get to these markets. In the same time, it's very clear also that unless you can turn your business to be profitable, especially at city level, where you have positive return on investment on the vehicles that you are purchasing, well, obviously, you will never be profitable as a company. You will never be able also to access to debt, to finance your vehicles, because that's what banks are looking at. Okay, is it a profitable company? Do they have a positive return on investment? And if you can't achieve that, it means that ultimately you always rely on equity or capital to be sustainable financially as a company. And obviously, this cannot last forever. So this is really I think the tension that the big operators have is like, okay, like on one side, I have to expand because there are all these market opportunities are opening. And I'm not sure that, once there are operators in these cities, that I can still enter this city. And in the same time, they know very well that, okay, but in the same time, I have to make sure that I am profitable, because at some point I won't be able to raise money anymore as easily, right? And if you want to be profitable, obviously, then you have to focus on really good hardware, really good maintenance, really good operations, and really control all your costs all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point.